Starchaser, The Legend of Orin.
Hi, how you doing? Hope you're doing fine. My name is Facundo Unia, and today I'm gonna talk about some old animated movies that I love that you can't stream or buy. You can actually just find them here on YouTube. Let's dig in. I've been a sci-fi buff since I was a kid. I always loved superheroes and fantasy and science fiction. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars and I love DC Comics and Marvel. I always read a lot of comic books and I still read my comic books and all that stuff. Also, I love anime and manga. I actually worked for manga for a while. Today I wanted to see a movie from 1985 called Starchaser, The Legend of Orin. And I couldn't find it anywhere. You can't buy it, you can't stream it. But why? Because it's owned by MGM. And MGM now is a part of Amazon Prime. And it's not on Prime, at least not in Sweden, and I couldn't see it. So I decided to check on YouTube and I found it. And the movie holds up. It's not the greatest movie ever, but it's nice because it gave me a lot of nostalgia, when I saw it when I was a kid. A lot of people maybe never heard about Starchaser, The Legend of Orin, that came out 1985 because the movie wasn't a big box office hit. When the movie came out, it was one of the first movies that used CGI. And a lot of people actually thinks that the movie is a carbon copy of Star Wars of some sort. It's also a space opera that is a big like Star Wars, A New Hope, but it's much darker in tone. Does the movie remind me of A New Hope? Yes, it does. It has like a lot of elements that's similar, like an older man who guides a younger guy. It has a it has a smuggler that's very cool and like a nerd father, very much like Han Solo, and a princess that is a rebellious, and so it has similar things that in the beginning of the movie, you find out that you have a lot of humans living dark, deep underground, and they are mining for crystals. These humans, they believe that if they dig up and they get out, they're gonna get into hell. Because the ruler of this mining world is called Saigon, and he's pretending to be a god, and he's very, very evil and cool. I liked him a lot. So if you dig up, you come to hell. And there's some evil robots, droids, that are making these humans dig. If they don't dig, they get tortured and they can get hit, and sometimes they even get unalived. All the people who are down in the mines mining are actually people that should be the owners and people who should live on this planet. But Saigon took over and he pretended to be a god. And for more than 1,000 years ago, these humans have been down in mining. And other planets who really wants to have a piece of these crystals are sending droids to be miners. But Saigon instead, he actually takes all these robots and reprograms them to his own private armada. Just kind of cool. And they're kind of like stormtroopers, but not really, but kind of reminds me of stormtroopers. And Saigon acts a little bit like Darth Vader, and yes, it's fun. When Oren is digging around, he finds a sword and he drops it. And when the sword comes to the ground, a hologram of an old guy comes out. And this guy is a little bit like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He tells Oren that he has to dig up, he has to believe in himself, and he has to get out and to see the real world. Oren believes in this man and starts digging up. When he gets out, after a while, the the blade, the sword's blade, disappears, and only the hilt is still there. And he hears a voice saying, "Find the blade, find the blade." So Oren believes this and gets out. He gets caught by some evil cyborgs and mandroids, and they're like, "Oh, look here, we have a lot of body parts." And they ask Oren, "It's like, do you want to donate your body parts?" And Oren's like, "No, I don't want to do that." And they're like, "Ah, too bad." And they tie him up, and then they go like, "Who wants his teeth? like an auction. Who wants his arm? It's very, very dark. Then one of these mandroids finds Orin's sword hilt. Not because the blade is gone. The blade's gone, so only the hilt. When he finds the sword hilt, he goes like, "Oh, what's this?" And he starts waving it around, and somehow a blade shows up, but it's invisible. It's an invisible blade that starts cutting. It's like a lightsaber that cuts and it kills these evil mandroids, cyborgs. And Orin says, this is human magic, and help me with the sword to get out." The mandroid actually helps Orin to get out. Then the mandroid who helped Orin to get loose starts screaming, help me, this guy, he's evil, he is running away, he killed all our friends." So a lot of cyborg mandroids are starting to run after Orin. And then Orin hits a guy that actually looks a lot like a version of Han Solo. He's also a smuggler, and he's like, "Oh, what's up? I'm so cool." And yeah, man says, "What are you doing here? Are you also a smuggler? How do you get here?" And Orin is trying to tell him that he's come from the mines, but the man says, "No, everybody know for the last 1,000 years it's been robots, droids, who are the miners." And so he doesn't believe Orin. And then Orin gets scared and tries to stab this man with his hilt, but no lightsaber, no sword is coming out. There's no blade, so he can't cut it. So what I think is that the sword only cuts against bad things or bad people, or cuts things that can help Orin, like the ropes or the cyborgs, but not this man who's of course gonna become Orin's friend. Starchaser, the Legend of Orin from 1985, is wild, is cheesy, is epic, is dated, and futuristic all at once. And it's one of the first 3D movies ever. It's one of the first movies that blends CGI and 2D animation. I really like it because for being such an old CGI, it still kind of looks good even today. The critics didn't love it. They said it was too violent for kids and too much of a Star Wars ripoff. But a generation like me fell in love with the movie because it was dark, it was edgy, it was full of sci-fi energy, and it became a cult classic. The other day I wanted to watch the movie again, but I couldn't find it anywhere. You can't buy it, you can't stream it. I actually found the movie on YouTube. It still holds up somehow. It's like very, very good and very, very bad at the same time. But I enjoyed it. I think Amazon Prime should do something with the movie. Maybe like a live action movie. And I think it's going to become a lot of fun. Or a new animated, maybe a 3D movie. Because the story is cool. And it just needs to be updated a bit. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. One cool thing that MGM, Amazon Prime, is doing is the movie He-Man Masters of the Universe that's going to come out 2026, and I'm really looking forward to the movie. The thing is, He-Man Masters of the Universe is actually also a little bit complicated when it comes to rights. The thing is, the cartoons made by Filmation from 1980s are owned by DreamWorks. Then DreamWorks owns the rights. But the hero He-Man and all his friends and the Masters of the Universe toys, the brand, is owned by Mattel. Mattel also owns the lore, the characters, the toys, and everything. But the cartoons from the 1980s are owned by DreamWorks, by Universal. So Universal owns Filmation's entire library. Mattel and Universal has to be on board. It's a whole legal maze. I'm very happy that MGM is making this new He-Man movie that's coming out 2026, and I'm looking forward to it. It looks good and great, and at the same time, I'm very excited to see it. I hope it's good. Another animated show I love a lot is BraveStar, and it's very good. BraveStar is a Native American space marshal with animal-based powers. So it's like when he needs to use his super strength, he goes like "strength of a bear" or things like that. or Eyes of an Eagle. I don't remember totally everything, but it was very cool. He shouted out his powers, something like anime, and then you could see how his powers surrounded him. Like we had strength of a bear, and the big bear came up. Yeah, it's a space western, and very funny. The show was ahead of its time. Native American space marshal with animal-based superpowers in a dusty alien western world. That bold storytelling and his sidekick 3030 is amazing. Okay, 3030 is a cyborg horse and he's very fun and I love him a lot. It's a literally 3030 is literally a talking cybernetic horse with a shotgun, and it doesn't get more 1980s than that. The show aired 1987 and 1988 and was actually one of the last animated series made by Filmation ever. It was created after Mattel launched a toy line, and all those toys, they were huge, around 8 inches tall, much bigger than the typical figures of this time, and packed with features and laser blasting backpacks and holographic badges. I loved those toys when I was a kid. I think that DreamWorks should revive BraveStar and make it like a live action movie or animated or 3D movie. I think it's gonna be very cool, and I think a lot of people's gonna like it. So DreamWorks, you should actually do something with this. You have a space marshal Native American that kicks ass together with his cool sidekick 3030, like a space cyborg horse with a shotgun. It's so cool. You should do something with it. There's a gem here that DreamWorks should work with. BraveStar could hit hard, especially if it's done with the care and respect that it needs. I think that DreamWorks has a gem and it should do something with it. This show is actually another show, just like Starchaser, the Legend of Orin, they can only find on YouTube. Because you can't buy it, or you can't buy it or stream it. You can only find it on YouTube. So another gem that's nothing's happening with is ThunderCats. ThunderCats is very very good, and I think a lot of people knows about ThunderCats. It's more known than Starchaser and BraveStar, definitely. I would really love Warner Bros. To do something with ThunderCats. ThunderCats is amazing. It's one of my favorite animated shows ever, and I love the characters, and I love like the villain Mamura, and it was very good. And the 2011 version is also very good, and I liked it a lot. But sadly, Warner Brothers just stopped making it. They should at least finish it or do something new. The thing is, there's always been rumors about a live action movie or a big budget animated movie owned by Warner Brothers. They still own it. And it's also been leaked concept art for these projects, but it's never came out. ThunderCats has everything it needs. It has a loyal fan base, epic designs, and a world packed with lore and adventure. With a right direction and tone, Warner Bros. Could have a really good gem here. It could finally turn this into a massive franchise. So I hope that Warner Bros. Soon makes a great movie. I can't wait. A lot of these 1980s cartoons, I think, could become a big franchise if it gets the love and respect it needs. The thing is, BraveStar is locked away in the vault, because even if it's owned by DreamWorks is not doing anything with it. I mean, Universal is not doing anything with it. I think DreamWorks could do something great here. It's a very good character and lore, and 3030 is amazing. The big cyber horse with shotgun is cool, so cool. And the other thing, I think that ThunderCats, it has everything it needs. It has a big fan base, it has great lore, and it could become epic. So Warner Brothers should just make a movie. And last thing is Starchaser, The Legend of Orin. That movie could become a really good live action movie or big budget animated movie if it's just remake it a little bit. But this movie is locked in the vault. You can't buy it. You can't buy it. You can't stream it anywhere. You can only find it here on YouTube. So the thing is, you can find He-Man Filmations ones on YouTube. You can find BraveStar on YouTube, and you can find Starchaser on YouTube. I think all these movies, all these cartoons could become a really good franchise. Because a lot of people say that they want to see a new ThunderCats movie, or see a live action movie, or a new TV show even. And BraveStar might not be so famous and so not well known, but it's a great IP that I think that Universal DreamWorks could do something great with. I mean, they could do like a 3D movie or a live action movie. That's gonna be fantastic. And last of all, Starchaser, The Legend of Orin, could also become something great. It has to be remade a little bit, or a little retweaking, for it to be great. So, do you remember any of these cartoons? Have you seen them, or do you want to watch them? Write down in the comments so I know. A lot of fun to see if somebody else remembers these cartoons as I do. And so, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. If you subscribe, they're gonna help me a lot. Okay, bye bye hugs, bye bye hugs. Take care, bye bye hugs. Take care.
Pom pom pom, pachom pachom chom, quédate, pom pom.